Okay, I did a video with audio on Jimmy Whisper. He had questions, and it seems like I answered them enough, but he still had further questions and whatnot. And I'm going to be honest with you. It seems from what he responded with, there's a lot of defeat in his rhetoric. And if it's not defeat, honestly, it could just be him being a realist. Just being real. Just being honest. Because he knows the state of things. He knows, obviously he's done his research. He's done a lot of research. He's probably done this for a while. Where that's just not me. That's just not me. Here's the thing. I'll try to answer these questions. I'm gonna try, and just in case there's anything that intrigues the would-be first lady, my co-host Sidra's here.
You can't see my smile, but I smiled.
Yeah. She smiled. She's low. She doesn't talk loud unless she's upset or laughing about something. That's when she's loud. Her voice isn't going to carry like mine is right now. I'm trying to get out of my mood, my funk. I'm extremely pissed off down to my core, and I'm trying to do this without venom. Okay, so you want the court system to own and manage disputes from offenses small to great. I'm interested in how that would work, considering the owner class own and manage the system. Why would they allow the laws that they write to affect them when they say poison the environment? So, what's the other part? The judicial system is also a business. Why would the business de facto owners allow themselves to be affected by it? Okay. Now, that's a very poignant, that's a very powerful, direct question. And I'm gonna tell you, the question is so awesome, you don't hear any politician addressing the situation. It is an issue that goes unsaid, because there is a multi-level judicial system. Okay? Now, let's explain something real quick. First and foremost, shouldn't there be a separation of church and state? That's the over-logical will say there is a separation of church and state, so therefore your religion cannot make laws. There can be nothing in favor of your religion over any other religion or non-religion or people thereof. That's what they'll say, but that's not what's true, so they need to shut the fuck up. That's first and foremost. Shut the fuck up. Stop saying it, because it's not true. This country, people left Europe, well, Britain in general, to come here to get away from religious oppression so they can do what they want to do, which is create religious oppression. Just think about that. So everyone's Christian. You make everyone Christian, because if not, they're going to hell. If not, they'll be burned as a witch. If not, they're considered, well, they're the natives, the Indians. So that's what they call it, because they thought they found India. So they're Indians, and they don't look nothing like them. They don't look anything like them. A little more Chinese than Indian. I'm just saying.
Forget the other word, the savages.
Oh, the S word. And the S word is not Cedric and Sidra. Any asshole out there thinking it. But savages, calling them savages while going out and slaughtering, raping, and killing and murder. Wait a minute, that sounds like what's happening today with everybody else. So, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Now, going on this, this is what's happened. So there's a separation of church and state, and with that separation of church and state, you have it's a guideline. It's in the Constitution and whatnot. Just because there's, in God we trust on all our money, which is something very recent within the past 60 or 70 years, all right, that doesn't make it as always been. It hasn't. There are people alive that were alive before that happened. Separation of church and state is when you have a religion that is overseeing anything in judicial circuit by any means, that is therefore against the Constitution, therefore traitorous, therefore sabotage, Okay? That's what that is. It is against the law. You can be disbarred. You can be removed from your bench. The problem is the word can is in there, not will. I don't like that. But I would enforce that law. So any judge who has used religion to get a conviction, to prevent a conviction, or to punish by any means, or to use within their ruling by any means, will be removed from the bench. Permanent. They will also be prosecuted for such things. I would enforce the law. Yes. I know it is very hard removing a judge, but we made it hard. You know who made it hard? We made it hard. Do you know who made it hard? We made it hard. Do you know who made it hard? We made it hard. So we who made it hard are the same we who needs to make it easy. People who go to work that know that they have fucked up and might get fired, there's a difference between I'm the manager, what the fuck you gonna do about it? I'm the owner, what the fuck you gonna do about it? So what I would do is enforce that law and get people to prosecute the judge. I would do whatever it takes to get those judges removed, those that put the 10 commandments in their court or around their court or on the property of the court, or even in front, just as a passive aggressive fuck you to those that think it shouldn't be there, that know it shouldn't be there, that constitutionally should not be there. Anyone in government position, in office, who uses religion to enact, enforce, or spread law or rule thereof in and out of will definitely be prosecuted, removed, and replaced. There is no room for religion dictating anything. That's why it's supposedly is not, but it's in verbal circuit that it's a secular country. It's not, because everyone was made to be religious from the first settlements, the first 13, the next 20, and so on until all 50 states. Religion has spread nationwide, now worldwide. So therefore, in order to be in any office, you must be religious. So yes, this is not a secular country. This is a Christian country. That's what it is. And when you call out that there not need be religious rule, religious dictatorship, this should not be a theocracy, that's when they say our Christianity or our religion is under attack, while they do everything they can to attack those who are not religious or not their religion, in their religion or religious sect. That's why they argue that.
Can I jump in here?
Jump on in.
Okay, so this is going to sound a little silly, but Scandal was one of my favorite shows. And one of the things they often did on Scandal is if somebody wasn't doing something that they wanted them to do, or the way they wanted them to do it, they would go and get dirt on them and risk exposing them. And then they would get some act right.
That happens in real life.
I think that it should happen with these super religious people. For example, who was the child molester that was running for something down?
Roy Moore.
Roy Moore. He was all super religious and making super religious doctrine in his courtroom, using his bench to peddle his beliefs and all that bullshit. Why? While on the back end, he's raping and kidnapping. So, to be in a position to make things right, you have to hold these people by their throats to make them do right. All of them got dirt. That is the one thing that all this open communication and internet and everybody knowing what everyone is doing has revealed, that all of these super religious, conservative, Christian, evangelical fucks are riding dirty in their personal lives. So I would use that to stitch them up by their genitals and make them do what they need to do.
People are naturally stupid, and they want to double down on their stupid. So Roy Moore, what happened with him was the dirt that was on him got publicly released, and the public said it didn't happen despite documentation, despite confession under, assault, verbal and possible physical assault and death threats. Roy Moore holds up a gun talking about, I'm for the Second Amendment, when the Second Amendment was to make sure that your slaves, stay in check, to make sure that if the government decides to go crazy, you can fight back, to make sure that no officer of any law can hold up in your home. It was a multifaceted, but originally it was basically keep your slaves in check, because we've treated slaves so bad, we're afraid what's going to happen when they're able to be free. That's really all that was. Pretty much how it is now. Once, if you make the laws so that the minorities are okay to do whatever they want to do and be just as equal as you, what are they going to do when they can go out and kill, rape, and murder just like you? What's going to happen? So the law is in favor of such things like that, and it's provable within case outcomes. It's court of not just it honestly is public opinion, because public opinion is what gets on the jury, and the jury, which is public opinion, will vote always in favor of the police, no matter how wrong they are. The only way you're going to get somebody up there that's going to vote against the police or anything like that is somebody who's had a loved one killed by the police. So that's why they have to vet these people to not see if they're equal, fair, and not caring one way or the other about the trial. They just want facts and justice. No, they got to find ones that'll lean favorably to them, which in truth initially was against the law in the first place. You could not find a juror that would side with you. It could not be a bias. So you get one that gets the jury, you get a juror, and the other says, nope, I find there's a bias, this one's out. And then vice versa. It goes back and forth until a complete neutral jury was found. Judges are in power, they have money, and the judicial system, yes, it is a business. I think I stated that before. It is a business. Therefore, as I said before, I would, and if I didn't say it, my apologies. I thought I did, but the way I would run it is that any laws made that was influenced by money, those laws would be immediately overturned as they are corrupted. They are tainted. Just like if a police officer plants a gun on someone that's doing a sentence, and they find out, no, the police officer planted the gun, despite the person probably doing the crime, but the fact that the gun was planted and they could never find a real gun, then that person is let go, and there cannot be another trial. It would be then double jeopardy. So that's what you would have to do. And if you can, and it's provable when there's a lobby saying, hey, this should happen, and the court says, you know what, we find it in favor of this because of such and such, and it'd be constitutional. It's like just declaring God. It's like people saying, I can prove that the earth is flat. God told me. Now, the reason they say that is because back in the day, if someone tells you something and they say it's from God, if you say that they're lying, then you're saying God's a liar, then you can get killed. That's the whole point. So they say it's constitutional. So that's what's called invoking God. So they invoke the Constitution. So when they invoke the Constitution, they'll say it's constitutional because of this, this, and that. So no one's going to say, well, I have to disagree because reasons. They can't say anything because it's in what's been invoked constitutional. They go against it, and it's like you're un-American. You're against the Constitution. Yada yada, all this other crap and that. That is what Sidra was talking about in terms of dirt. That's why you can't say that certain things can't be, because if the court says, and they did, that corporations are people, they are entities, and they have just as much right as free speech and can donate as much money as any other human being. That's why it's like that, and it's very constitutional that people are power and that corporations are people, therefore they have power, therefore their money has the same power as any other person. And it's like, that is so full of shit. That is so full of shit. So if someone says, no, that's wrong and you're wrong for it, what happens is, then they're seen as unconstitutional. They're against Constitution. They're against free speech. They're against the people. They're against voters' rights, and that's what has happened every single time. So the idea is you make and enforce the law against that is against bribery. So if there is a hint of bribery, they got to be removed. And it's like, look, okay, then we ain't gonna lock you up. Fine, I get this. I get why some people resign instead of get locked up. I get it, but it's like, you know what? Get out of here. You can't come back. Period. You're blacklisted from this. You're done. Supreme Court, especially, I would definitely get rid of them. I would target them the most, and all the Supreme Courts in any nation. Well, not nation, but county, province or town or city, state, no matter how small to how large, I would definitely enforce that. I would write laws. I would get someone to write the laws. I would get the best lawyers. I would get even new lawyers, those that are just fresh out of it. I mean, they got their diapers on. I would be like, look, you're hungry. You want this. You do you study. You do the research. You go after this. This is big time, high profile. Make a name for yourself. And there is no money more powerful than a hungry litigator that wants to make a name for themselves. There's no money that's going to stop that. None. They can say, okay, look, take this $1 million face up right now and don't go after this. Okay, versus what? You become the most recognized and famous lawyer in the nation or part of that group, where then you get case after case, and instead of taking that one thing of $1 million or more, maybe even 3 million. No, you're going to make multiple millions. Yes, that would be a sense of capitalism. It would be. But, sometimes you have to use the poison to heal the poisoned. That's the truth. You get bite a snake, you use snake venom. Same thing with spiders. You got to use spider venom. They use it as a vaccine. Sometimes they've cured certain cancers or whatnot with poisons. Same thing with cancer. I mean, your own cells turn against you, so you introduce radiation. That's what happens. I want to irradiate the whole goddamn corrupt system. It's all poisonous, and it needs a dose of radiation. And how would I? And why would they? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't want to. They're getting all this money. No, they would not want to go against it. It would be against their own selfish, greedy, best interest. Okay, so no, they wouldn't want to go with it. But the court of public opinion, you spread the information, you get the people going with it. Okay, that's what you do. And the people, they're powerful. The people are powerful. They just have to be smartened up. It's like pro wrestling. If you don't think about things at all, you just watch people in the ring, they wrestle, they do their thing. How does this hurt? How does that hurt? Well, why did he do that? Why did he or she not do this or that? Why just take that move? Why not fight back? At first, what do? You might rationalize it. That's what I did. You rationalize it. Okay, it's a program, just like boxing. In boxing, I honestly thought they're boxing. Why don't you just kick that fucker in the nuts? I mean, you want him to go down for a 10 count, that'll do it.
Definitely.
That's what I thought. Kick that fucker in the nuts. You'll win. But it's like, no hitting below the belt. Okay, then kick him. It was simple for me. But in wrestling, it's an art. Pro wrestling is an art. It is a dangerous art. It's more dangerous than boxing. But that's what you do. And then people start to do what? See, let's say they're the idiots, okay? The ones, they're called marks. It's from old carnival thing, somebody knows, somebody got money and somebody knows that they're going to sit there and spend their money on stuff. This person got money and they are interested in these things. Then they would do a high sign or some kind of signal letting everyone at those booths know this person is someone you need to target. And that's what they do in pro wrestling. That's what they do in politics. You find the marks and then you sell to them. And that's what wrestling is. It's selling. They throw a punch. How does the opponent sell that punch? You get punched. Do you fall out, fall back? Do you just stand there like that ain't shit? It's how do you sell the match to get the people interested in the match? How do you sell the politics to get people into being either a Republican or a Democrat and sway from being an independent or anything else? You have to sell. You have to sell. And then the other situation in pro wrestling is when you get people who are with a derogatory, it's a derogatory term. It's also a label, and it's also something saying I'm woke. It's called a smart mark. Okay. Or basically the best way to say someone that's, and this Jimmy Whisper, you like Jim Cornette. I hope so. You're using his damn image. Do not use his image in vain. So you smarten people up to the business, and then what? They start to see, oh, he's hitting with the fat of the hand, hitting them like basically just at the neck or jaw or barely touching him at all, and he's just reacting. And the stomp is to keep your attention. The stomp is not to make it seem like, oh, he got hit that hard. The stomp is to keep your attention. If you have kids in the classroom and they're starting to wander around, you hear a little, or you flicker the lights, or kids or get their attention, and then it's back on. That's what the stomp is for, is to keep the attention of the people. Don't miss this, because you're going to mess up and not see what this leads up to. That's the whole point. That's the point. And when you have people out there with their talking points and they say the same shit over and over again, what are they doing? They're stomping. The inner city people, well, we all know they're talking about black people. At first, it was just the politicians' news. So on national TV, one politician can talk to a group of his peers and use coded language. But now when people are smart enough, they can hear it. Now it's no longer a message to now they realize, okay, the people gotten smart enough, they are going to hear this. So when we're talking about inner city, the educational challenge, the land ownership or challenge of the land ownership or whatnot, they know they're not talking about white people. When they talk about whites, they deliberately say white people this, white people that, and as Bill O'Reilly had said something about the white Christian male majority and whatnot. So and trying to keep that in power. Bill O'Reilly was saying that, and it was blatant. Not about white people in general. No, not white women. White males.
White Christian males.
White Christian males. And no one's going to vote for someone that's an atheist or a Muslim or honestly Scientologist or anything. They're going to vote for someone that they know is white, Christian, and male.
Don't forget straight.
And straight. And in other little areas, there are people that, homosexuals that have one, transgenders that have one. Yes, but I'm just talking about in general for the main thing that we're going on. And there's a slow change, but I don't like slow. I don't like incremental. I want it right in your face. I want it abrupt. I don't want you to have time to think. I want change to happen at breakneck speed. That's what I want. And so what happens when this happens in wrestling? The whole point at the end is people are getting smart and they're starting to learn. And then you get people like Young Turks, Kyle Kalinske, and stuff that you unsubscribe to. I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. Here's the thing. Who else out there, despite their flaws, is going to try to give you the inside scoop on what things mean and how they mean it? Kyle's a free speech absolutist that fucks up with that free speech absolutism shit. Because he is actually promoting hate speech. Because hate speech leads to violence. Violence leads to death. And then after that, you can say, well, you know what? You were in favor of it because you knew what was going to happen. That is how that rolls. Hate speech is not free speech. But listen, protect the business. Ain't that what Jim Cornette was always saying? Protect the business. That's what they're doing. That's why I told all this. I know you probably already know this, Jimmy Whisper, but I'm just saying this for others that don't know. For others that don't know what's really going on. So that's why I haven't unsubscribed to Jank and Colin. Believe me, I have come close on a few occasions. All right. I've come close to unsubscribing from Benjamin Dixon. I've come close. And honestly, I'm still close. I know Conquering Thought has unsubscribed from him. But you need people that are going to give you the information. The information that these news companies aren't going to give. So yes, when you smarten people up to the business, you get people on your side because they realize how full of shit it is. They realize the marks that they are. And you've got two types of marks. There's only two types of marks. And you know this. You got the marks that enjoy being marks because they know what's going on and they just want to be a part of it and have the fun. And then you got the marks that say, fuck you, I want to make an informed decision. And that can ruin business. And those basically informed marks, the ones who've been smartened up to the business, are the ones that people hate the most. Because everyone else knows they have to be a part of the business so they don't get shamed or shunned. So when you smarten the public up to the business, then you have definitely gained people on your side. And if not on your side, they sure as hell most likely will not be on the side of the greedy. And that's why I don't like to call these people in all these systems corrupt, because to them it's business as usual. And I get it. Politically, it is corrupt because of what it should be to what it is not. It is a perverted system. The system has been perverted from what it was meant to be. But that is how you get judges off. That's how you get them off the bench, get rid of them. That you usher in new lawyers, you change codes, you change laws, you get people in. You, as president, I would have to push all the progressives. If I can push the progressives in, then I can get the laws made. It's that simple. If I keep the same establishment people in, like every other president has done, then I will get the backlash that you talk about. I want to make it so that the judicial system, because it'd be like the Supreme Court, is it going away? No, it's getting better. They cannot have a right-leaning view. They can't have a left-leaning view. They have a view of, is it just and is it not? Is it constitutional? And if it becomes convoluted, like the Bible, where it contradicts itself and all other crap, then you know what needs to happen? You need to rewrite that part of the Constitution. Not all of it, that part, and make it make sense. And it has to be agreed upon by everybody in the three branches: executive, legislative, judicial. And not just that, but you have to go on public display and have the public vote on it as well. And they are and people will be required to know about it and read it. There will be no and thereof and this and this. And no. It will be in layman's terms, straight up, no loopholes, no bullshit. That is how I would do that. Smarten them up, make them accountable. The people want a good system. They want a better life. They want a better country. Then they need to fucking be a part of it. If I found out the Constitution was going to get rewritten and I have to help check off if I like this or not, I am doing it.
Me too. I'd be all over it.
All over that. Because the Constitution is not written for black people. It's not written for Mexicans or anyone of Latin or Latino descent. It's not written for Cubano. It's not written for even Hawaiians necessarily.
It's not written for anybody with melanin.
It's written for Christian, well, not even Christian, but just white men, not even women.
Not even women.
Not even
white women.
Not even white women. It is written for white men only. We are all created equal. So that's how I would handle the judicial part. And this right here is basically gone 30 minutes or whatnot. So I'm only going to leave this one to that, and I will answer the other ones in a different one. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything about this, about, how to, you want to change the judicial system or anything like that? Or?
No, you covered a lot of how I feel about it.
Because that's Jimmy Whisper. I truly believe that's how you have to change it. You need public opinion. You need to get people in power that are going to help you change. You need a supermajority of like-minded people. The people in power are gonna go down kicking and screaming. But you know what? As I said, they're gonna go down. That's the thing. Let them kick and scream. They're going. They are going. So I will answer the other questions and stuff in separate posts because this one went long. But I wanted to give as much nuance on the judicial system and how it works that I know of, because it is a corrupt, jacked up system. They favor each other. They grandfather each other in. It is a straight up plutocracy in all regards. It's everything that's terrible. It is. So you need all the opinion. You need the public on your side. You need candidates on your side. You need to get the candidates in power to make sure that they are in favor of your laws and ideas, and you support them. And it's not favor for favor. No, you just do what's right. There ain't no favor for favor. You do what's right, nothing more, nothing less. And you prosecute, remove, or whatever the hell you got to do, judges and lawyers and anyone on any level. I give a shit what shock to the system it gives. I am not going to protect a system that's only protecting the majority of the money makers. All right? I'm not protecting the top 1, 3, 5, and 10%. My job would be to protect the people, to help the people, and be there for the people. And if I can't do that, then there's no need for me to even be president. That would be it. So that's all I've got to say about this. I hope I've answered something on that. I will be getting to the other ones as well after I handle the volume on this because it's quite loud. So I'm going to have to chill it down. And yeah. So this is Cedric Kennedy, Sidra Owens for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for your questions and thank you for listening.